Good morning from the frigid North Texas. We are experiencing some very, very cold temps here. And so we are adjusting, but we are safe and warm inside. And I hope that as many places across the U.S. and other places in the world are experiencing some cold temperatures, that you all are all safe and warm inside as well. So, you know what day it is. It's Tuesday, which means, hi Scorpio, how are you? How has your week been going? Have you been able to take care of yourself? Are you safe and well? I hope you are. Oh, and if you're not, let's get into healing and peace. This is our healing and peace readings. I think they're one of my favorites. Maybe it's just because I'm a Libra and I want everyone to be happy. But if things are a little awry, if things are a little off, which your other readings have kind of indicated may be the case, we're going to take a look at how do we find some peace and healing for our Scorpios. So let's see what we've got for today. Okay. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so your main card is going to be taking a look at starting a new cycle, leaving behind a situation, walking away. Have you left, Scorpio? I know that you can be quite tired of this forever having to leave and be reborn and restart and all these other things, you know. I'm sure you're just interested in knowing when is it your chance to just kind of chill out. But it is kind of your burden to bear, to learn how to leave when things are over, to close things out, to move forward. We have the Two of Swords. So there is a decision. There's a thought, a choice you've been going back and forth in your head about. We have the Moon inside the Eight of Cups and the Moon in the Two of Swords. Actually, you know what I could do? I think I'm going to leave. Yes, I think I'm going to do this. And then we'll do this. So that way we have a little bit more space to see what's going on with things. And then we can pull an outcome with that. Like that a lot better. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we have this Wheel of Fortune. So they're trying to put you into a better space. They're trying to get you out of this situation. And it seems kind of like perhaps even if we just look at how the cards are laid out, you're trying to make a choice between leaving something behind and kind of continuing with perhaps this unhealthy behavior. Let's take a look at why we're stuck in this choice. Why are we stuck in this choice? It seems like because when you look at this walking away, there may be perhaps a little maybe reluctance to leave things behind. But the wand is the way forward. The Three of Wands is the way forward to allow yourself to have some vision, to allow yourself to look beyond where you are now towards where you'd like to be, to embrace your power, embrace your being as Scorpio. It'll bring you so much more happiness. See, there's this idea here with the Eight of Cups that, okay, this is good and I am happy, you know, and then we move to Nine of Cups that's like a little bit happier, but it's a little superficial. It's not necessarily like, okay, I've got everything I wanted. There's this great depth to this that's just bringing me this joy and happiness. It's just like, okay, I'm in a good space. But one of the reasons we often don't leave, particularly if things are not bad, because the thing I really like about the Eight of Cups is that it's not necessarily that this is a bad situation where it's like you're emotionally fraught and you are upset all the time and your feelings are constantly being hurt and all these other things. No, it's not necessarily that. It's really more so just it's time to move on. You've kind of gotten everything that you can get out of these cups and it's time to move forward. But we don't leave sometimes because we're not sure if, especially if it's an okay situation, a neutral situation, What's going to come after this? Now, the Nine of Cups promises us more joy, more happiness. And the Ten of Cups promises us total fulfillment. But if we don't trust the process, that if we walk away, those are the things that are waiting for us on the other side of this mountain. We may stay. We may find ourselves sitting down, not moving, picking up these swords, getting in our heads, saying perhaps it's not that bad, perhaps I can just work through this and continue with it, instead of being able to say, no, let me be brave. Let me venture out. Both of these individuals have their backs turned. Let me turn my back on this situation, even if it wasn't a bad situation, but I know that there's more in life for me. Let me pick up this wand. Here's the individual holding the wand, and here's the magician holding the wand. Let me pick up this wand and recognize that I have the power to change my life. And sometimes that requires leaving. Sometimes that requires making decisions. Sometimes that requires releasing unhealthy habits. Sometimes that requires me to create a vision, to open my eyes to what is beyond what I've already experienced. And then to take that information and utilize it in a way where I'm able to build a life that I much more prefer. The actual joy and happiness. This fulfillment of a Ten of Cups is not going to come in an Eight of Cups situation. It's just not. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking this is okay because it's enough for me right now, but it's not everything you've always wanted, it's indicating that it's time to move forward. Whether you have to actually leave the situation behind, or whether you have to just let go of this idea that you need to settle for an Eight of Cups when you can have a Ten of Cups. Either way, that forward movement is necessary. It's necessary at that point. It's necessary at that time. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Anything else for the Scorpios about how to move forward to peace? Okay. We've got the Chariot. Literally, there may be a move coming up for you. The Sun card and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is where I suppose I am with this. Is that for me, it just seems like if you let go, if you literally allow yourself to move forward, all of this overthinking and not feeling seen, not feeling heard, not feeling appreciated, feeling like you are kind of pulled down and unable to fully express yourself and enjoy your life and the things that you desire, all of that stress will come to an end. This overthinking and this being stuck in your head will come to an end, but you have to allow yourself to move forward. And there is an inner guidance that's been kind of trying to push you out of this shell, push you out of this Eight of Cups energy, so that you can be seen, so that you can sit under. Look, we finally moved because we have the moon. We have the Chariot card, which is Cancer's card, which is ruled by the moon. And finally, we get to the Sun. There's all this unconscious work going on here. There's all this unconscious desires and information and feelings and matter. There's just all this substance, unconscious substance kind of percolating within you, pushing you out of this space, trying to push you from the moon into the sun, into a place where you feel much more fulfilled and a place where your mind can be quieted. But that means that you're going to have to be a bit brave. You're going to have to go within, and you're going to have to move. You're going to have to change things up. Your Outcome card is the Strength card. So you really need to trust yourself. Be a bit brave. Does she put her hands into the mouth of the lion because she knows that the lion will not harm her? Or is she so just like, I'm going to do what I got to do, I don't care, that she's going to go for it anyway, regardless of whether the lion will bite her or not? The audacity, as they like to say. This is an energy of taking audacity. This is also 8 energy. There's quite a bit of 8 energy here. 8 in this deck is the Strength card. We have the 8 of Cups at the very beginning of this. And we have a couple of 10s here indicating that it's time to end the cycle, to close the cycle, to get to the end and be able to start again with this one energy. So our clarifiers for the Strength card is the 7 of Cups. You need to choose a new cup. See, this is kind of going, I like that this 7 of Cups came out after this, at the end of all of this, because part of this is that in moving away, you may be, again, a little worried about what's on the other side, but also you have to pick a new cup. It may be that you made a choice about what it is you wanted to do, or the life you wanted to live, the dream that you wanted to fulfill. And you went and you followed through with that. And now you kind of reach the end of that point for that dream. And you kind of have to come back to this space of this contemplation, this figuring things out, this deciding where you want to go in this 7 of Cups and choosing a new cup. It takes a lot of bravery to say that something has come to an end and I'm ready to start something new. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You may not be feeling like you have all the resources that you need. The Magician is telling you the very opposite of that. Or you may have an individual who perhaps was very reliable, who maybe is not showing up as so reliable anymore. A mother figure or something like that, where you're now having to kind of step into this position of being the person who's taking charge, of being the person who's moving forward, of being the person who's being courageous. And you're sad. You don't want to... And this is the thing, it seems like to me, that you're most avoiding is, as a Scorpio, having to do the mourning process, the releasing process of moving forward from a situation and leaving something behind. Is that now you have to go through and you have to pick something else. You have to pick a new space and you have to mourn these cups here, this experience here, this space here, especially if this is something surrounding a Queen of Pentacles who didn't show up the way that you needed her to. Her, him, they, non-gendered, but the embodiment of that Queen of Pentacles, someone who is usually much better at taking care of themselves and at being nurturing for others, making sure that like a savvy businesswoman, something like that, or business person, who makes sure that like maybe they've been an entrepreneur and they've been on top of things and they've been very successful, and then all of a sudden like they kind of fell off and they were going to bring you in and they were going to help you out and all these other things, and it just didn't work out, and that path has kind of just come to a close and it's time for you to choose a new path. It's saying to me though that especially if we take that route, that it's saying that the choice that you need to be making, the path you need to be taking, is not one underneath someone else, but for yourself. You need to be the person that's kind of standing at the top, standing in the front, being the advocate, being the person who's in charge. All right, one final outcome. Anything else for how to get to peace and healing for the sign of Scorpio? We have the King of Cups. Yeah, I think it's that right now, instead of being able to perhaps rely upon someone else to kind of step in and do a lot of this caring and nurturing, it's up to you. You're kind of stepping into a more mature energy, whether you want to or not. But you're stepping into a much more mature emotional space where you're understanding that you're not only going to have to take care of your own needs, and you may not have that support in another person coming up and being able to carry the load like they have or share the load like they have, but that it's going to end up needing to be you, or that there will be a King of Cups who comes in and offers some more of that support. It picks up some of the pieces of this emotional space that's been kind of left in a disarray, but it feels a little bit like, no, Scorpio, this is your time. This is how you heal. This is how you find peace, is you need to step up. I know you probably don't want to, because if you did, you would have walked away a long time ago. But that's why we do these readings, because there's always a chance to change. There's always time to renew, redo, move forward, the Chariot card. So that's going to be your reading for this week, and I wish you the best of luck. I love you so much. On Saturday, we will have the full moon is it in Leo? Probably in Leo. We'll have the full moon readings going up. And then we will be looking into next week. So if you would like some assistance creating your plan about how to move forward and finding out how to choose what the cup is and looking at those unconscious desires through shadow work, check out the link in my description below and hit the subscribe button. I'll see y'all later. Love you. Bye.